yo, what's going on, everybody, man? You already know what time it is, man. Welcome to Between the Lines podcast. Look, this is going to be a good one. Into the combine, the Panthers have gone all the way out and they went quarterback shopping. Look, from Derek Carr to your boy Bryce Young to Will Levis, the AR-15, to Hendon Hooker, people. The Carolina Panthers went shopping today at the combine. And look at here. I got my dog Kendall the GOAT is in the house with your boy today, just rocking it with me. So I appreciate him for pulling up on your boy. Look, man, we getting to it. We getting to it, man. Welcome to Between the Lines, everybody. Go. How you feeling, brother?
It's an exciting time, and then it's a time where you say, hold up, let me don't get too gassed up. Because I still got to wait to see what they gonna do. Because what the Federer say, Q, he said, we can't mess this up.
Mm-hmm. He definitely said that.
He said we can't mess this up. So it's pressure. It's a pressure pot.
Well, let's dive on into it. We got many topics to get into tonight, whether that be from them basically flirting with Derek Carr out in the opening, for everybody to see, from them getting to, evaluating some of this young talent that we see around here at the quarterback position. Also, Scott Fitterer laid some jewels out there for everybody that I think we should dive into. So
Yes, he
make no
did.
mistake about it. Kendall, before we start anyway, Scott Fitterer was at the podium today, and they asked him about trading up to get a quarterback possibly at number 9. With that being said, when he was asked the questions, he said, if you feel the conviction, you go and you get your guy. He said, if you feel the need and you got the conviction, you go and you get your guy. But you better make sure he is a hit, because if not, you will throw your franchise back at least 3 years. 3 years is what he said.
That's
So
what he said.
if you listen to what he said, he's saying you go out, you get your guy if you want, if you feel like that's the guy for you. But if you're wrong, you're gonna be in a pickle. You're gonna damn sure that seems like an unsafe move for a GM right now. If you listen to what he was saying, how do you dissect what Scott Fitterer said?
Well, just taking that little bit of what he said, like I said earlier, if you ever notice, Scott don't stay on there an hour, hour and a half or whatever. Scott be on there like 15, 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes at the most, had to say, and get up away from that podium before he make a blunder, before he have a gaffe, or what they call it. But he did say exactly what you said. I mean, word for word. Meaning, if I go out there and jump and get these draft picks away and all kind of stuff like we've been doing, put us back 3 years. Like, hey, where we put back 3 years now, right? Behind all that other stuff, the Matt Rule debacle or the Matt Rule experience. Now we down to day one again. Scott come from Seattle. They didn't do all that trading up, trading around. They got Russell Wilson in the 3rd round. Now, did anybody see that coming? Or did they have this great, all-seeing, eye-in-the-sky scouting team? I don't know how they end up doing that. But they didn't reach for him. They didn't give up the so-called farm. It fell to him. Maybe going back to that formula there, Q, is what he's saying.
Mm-hmm. Man, just dissecting some of what he said. Like if you feel the urge to go out and get a guy, you put a move on. But if you are wrong about that guy and that rookie struggles, or that rookie doesn't come along as fast as he should, and that
Mm-hmm.
rookie busting out, or that rookie is not prepared in year one, because if you take a guy this high, he's supposed to be ready year one. If he is
Yeah.
not that guy, you take him, you have just bit yourself in the ass.
Especially if you don't have a good bridge, a solid bridge.
Which, speaking of bridges, look who they were talking to today. From
Yes,
what I understand,
sir.
reached out to Derek Carr as well as they reached out to Sam Donald today. Potentially, the agent of Sam Donald was reached out, and the discussion about him reuniting with the Panthers came about today, as well as Derek Carr. He's the more expensive option, and look like what they're going to do. They're going to have an expensive option and a cheap option. Derek Carr, and then they're going to possibly bring Sam Donald. So out the two, which one would you prefer?
Derek Carr. We've already seen Sam Donald. I'm tired of Sam Donald, Q. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You had Sam Donald, and then I'm gonna jump ahead of you, and then so you put stuff out about Hendon Hooker, and you start looking at other quarterbacks without having to draft a quarterback in the first round. If you get a Derek Carr, or you go with a strong bridge, whoever that strong bridge may be.
Yeah, because you saw what they said when they met with Hooker today. They put a post out there saying we met with him and Hooker, and he's definitely someone we're interested in. And that was Scott Fitterer when asked about him and Hooker. Um,
Exactly.
whether it's Hooker, whether it's AR-15, whether it's Levis, whether it's any one of these guys right here, like I told you before, the Panthers are not going to reach at number 9. If they
Yeah.
go into half with a bridge already laid out, they definitely going to sit back. They're not going to be aggressive. And if they don't, they'll take their time and they'll say, okay, we can get our guy at the top of the second. Or we can get our guy at number 9. If they sit back and they don't reach, they could go defense and they could go get the best defensive player at that position that they can get at number 9 right there, an impact player. Watch what happens.
Listen, yeah, listen
I hate,
here. I'm gonna make a bold prediction to y'all right now.
okay.
That between that 1 and 6 on draft night, it's gonna be some Mortal Kombat. It's gonna be something that's getting ready to go on. Everybody speaks highly of a Bryce Young. Yeah, you notice that?
Mm-hmm. They do.
Okay. Then the only fault about this guy is his size.
Mm-hmm.
Now you would have to say I don't know who his agent is or whatever, but that was a masterful job he did by not having this boy throw and do this and do that. And they damn sure ain't gonna put the tape measure on him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So his draft stock is not gonna fall. He's probably gonna have a brilliant senior day down in Alabama somewhere or wherever he goes to do that. He's gonna make scripted throws on the money with his reputation and everything else intact.
Mm-hmm.
So when he falls off that board to whoever he's supposed to go to, or if somebody ends up trading with Chicago to secure him, then everybody else is getting ready to start kind of panicking. They're gonna get into a, you know, like I said, a Mortal Kombat type deal. It's gonna be a cage fight.
And
We gonna have a surprise sitting down there for us at 9 somewhere. That's the bold prediction that I'm gonna make. Cause I thought last year all those tackles were gonna be gone. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. What
Walker come off, Sauce Gardner come off. That's what I'm talking about. That Mortal Kombat. You see what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm talking about. The ninja stars getting thrown at you. You know what I mean? The karate kicks coming from left or right. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're gonna have a surprise sitting down there at 9. You know where we're gonna have where they might have to take out the whole clock. You know what I mean? Because I think it'll be some guys there that they didn't think was gonna be there. So we may have a surprise sitting there for us.
shout out to Black said Sam Donald is the bridge that we know. Now he has a point. That's the bridge that we know. We know what he's
Yep.
capable of. We know his limitations. It is kind of weird to try to bring someone in that you don't know and hope that they can produce. With the NFC being wide open, Marcus Mariota just got released today. I mean,
Yeah.
there's things that's going on in this NFC South, and we need to take this moment and capitalize up off of it. There is
But
no
Q.
back in this NFC.
Yeah, but I don't see them assembling. You got to still say, like I said, the most exciting thing right now that everybody can get on the Panther train for is this coach.
Yeah, I agree. Supernova say the bridge is over. Man, look at here. With the way how
Regardless of, uh huh.
with the way how everything looking, Bo, I'm telling you right now, Kendall, if we go out, we nail on the quarterback position because, like I said, whether we get them at number 9 or whether we sit back and wait, we can go there. What would the GOAT do? Let's have some GOAT talk real quick, man. At number 9, what would the GOAT do?
Now, you broke up on me a little bit. You know, I'm traveling right now. Now put that scenario back out there again.
I said it's coming up to the draft. We're going into the draft right now. We don't have a quarterback at all on the roster but Matt Corral. At pick number 9, what would the
Okay,
GOAT?
okay. And who? Well, you want a scenario of who? I got to get a quarterback. I'm gonna get a quarterback. All we
Yeah,
got is Matt Corral. I'm gonna get a quarterback. So it
we
depends
got
on who's sitting there. Whoever's sitting there, one of them top guys out of that four, and they just put the four back up today. Is of course Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson. Those are the four big dogs right now. So
mm-hmm.
whichever one of them four is sitting there, that's what the GOAT gonna do.
So if the first two quarterbacks go, CJ and Bryce go, and you sitting there, you looking at this thing full scope, you're okay with pulling a trigger on if you have to choose between Anderson and Will Levis, you're okay with rolling with one of those guys.
I'm 100% fine rolling one of those guys. Now, like I said, your scenario is that we didn't get nobody in free agency, right?
Right, right.
Okay. With this coaching staff, that's what I was saying earlier. With this coaching staff, you damn right I'm pull the trigger on one of these guys.
Okay. All right. So now that we done got that out the way, now let's pose it as you go out and you get a Derek Carr and you sitting here at number 9, what would you do?
I'm gonna still pull the trigger on one of those guys because with this coaching staff, whatever y'all say about Derek Carr, that's gonna set my system up for him and the next guy. Because
Mm-hmm.
now I don't have as much pressure on a Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. And I got Derek Carr in probably the best system with the best coaches that he's ever had in his career.
Look, my dog God of Blackness in the chat say if all four are gone, what the GOAT gonna do? If all four quarterbacks are gone by number 9, what is the GOAT gonna do?
I probably pull me a defensive tackle, God of Blackness.
There it is right there. There it is. So, with that being said, you're comfortable with Derek Carr potentially and not getting a quarterback at number 9 is what you really just said.
That's what I said.
Supernova say the GOAT gonna be mad. Okay,
That's
so
what
so
I said.
after we done heard Kendall this whole season talk about what he wanted the Panthers to do, he's gonna you're gonna take Derek Carr going forward and allow him to have the keys to your franchise for a year or two.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. So if Derek Carr come out, he have a pretty good season, and we miss out on a chance to get another young quarterback, how would you feel going forward?
Well, I probably what you saying? I'm not gonna get that quarterback at one. I'm gonna get, like I said, that best defensive player sitting there. I probably get a quarterback later round. Well, I know I will. I get a quarterback later round.
Mm-hmm.
Second round, we got 2 seconds, and we got something at the top of the third.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still not gonna reach because you got guys like I did some research on Houston quarterback Clayton Tune.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton Tune had 4,000 yards this season. 6'3", 200 some change. We
Clayton Tune.
got dual quarterback. Dual threat quarterback. You see what I'm saying? You got some quarterbacks in this draft, Q, that you don't have to reach for, bro.
So now the consensus is two guards this year. Top two, Bryce and CJ Stroud are guards this year.
Yeah.
Because everybody says the drop off from the other ones. How much of a drop off is it from them to the next level to you?
Now they are good question. Good question. They
Yes, sir.
you Bryce and CJ, you feel comfortable with, and with this coaching staff, you feel 100% comfortable day one rolling them out there. First game, Bank of America, if it's away or whatever it is, that's who's starting. All through training camp and everything, we already know that's who's starting. Ain't no quarterback competition in camp. You know what I'm saying? None of that bull going on. That's who's starting. Mini camp, we already know my rookie is starting. Those two guys. Now, Will Levis, you can start him. You may want to give him a bridge. You can go a bunch of ways with Anthony Richardson. The consensus is go ahead and give him a bridge. So you see the fall off, and it's not, when you come off with Will, it's not significant from Will to AR. You know, it's another drop from AR to say Tanner McKee. It's another drop for Tanner McKee to blah 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 on down the road. You see what I'm saying? So it's dropping, but up at the line, yeah.
Allow me to interject real quick, because now
Go ahead.
you just droppage between each player. So in Frank Wright's system, even if a player drops and on the board where he's projected to go, can any guy fit into a particular system and flourish?
I can't say any guy.
Like,
I can't say any guy.
Say if Frank Wright's system is, I want to do a West Coast offense, and under West Coast, you lay out the best guys that's in this draft that could give you the best chance to go out there and pass that ball West Coast style. Or
that's what they're doing now.
We know
that's what they at the combine doing now.
This is going to be a run heavy offense because Brown has signified it. Big Deuce, he has signified that they're going to run this damn ball. And open up this offensive line to do so, because this is a wall. They're going to go out there and they're going to make it as easy on the quarterback as they possibly could. They are going to build an elite defense for this quarterback, and they're going to give him the best damn running option that you can have for a quarterback. That's why I say, if your team has a Superman defense and a damn good offensive line that can run the ball with a good running back, what quarterback do you need for that system, Kendall? What particular quarterback do you need?
Well, that like I said, that's what they're doing now. They evaluating what's out there. They already know what type of system. Frank's got his system. Brown is gonna bring what he knows, what he learned around the way with Sean McVay over there at the Rams. They're gonna be some of that Eagle stuff in there. That's what they're doing now.
Yes, sir.
They don't. And then I kind of got to think like, damn, this draft is so good, because if you listen to the interviews, just Scott and Frank today, you could come off on, like, at first you can say, well, damn, they already got it pegged, and then by the end you can say, them boys don't know what they getting ready to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it can go either way. You know what I'm saying? Because this draft is so loaded, bro. You can go It's so many ways you can go, and we're talking free agency because they just met with Derek Carr, and they was like Derek Carr, Derek Carr, Derek Carr. I bet he said Derek name 4 times. Frank Reich did.
Hmm. Man, look at here. I'm telling you right now, Kendall, if I had to choose, because like after listening to these guys, they're the combine because one, they are going to pick a quarterback. And I'm afraid that they just met their quarterback today out of one of those five. And I'm thinking more or less Derek Carr is going to be used as this bridge quarterback. Because Frank Wright was over there gushing out loud
He was.
how much he
He
could.
was.
And I'm figuring that if they can figure out the money part on this and how much particularly he can come in for this 1 2 years. But Frank Wright made sure he put it to the media. This cat got a strong 5 years in him. So he
Uh-huh.
a level.
And
So
and did you hear one time when he alluded to like the mistake he made in Indianapolis? That he's learned from the mistakes that he made in Indianapolis. He said that as well. So people say he made a mistake going to get Carson Wentz and all that. I don't think he's looking at it and saying, "Oh, I'm getting somebody's recycled goods,"
mhm.
because Carr wasn't given a chance with McDaniels want his guy, so he was getting out of there regardless. I don't give a damn unless he won a Super Bowl.
Man,
That's what y'all got. Y'all keep saying Carr ain't shit because McDaniels got rid of him, this and that. No, Carr was getting out of there regardless because McDaniels was going to pull his guy.
mhm. I mean that's what happens when you keep inheriting a guy. I mean, eventually
Yeah,
what
he just got, yeah,
his own guy. So he was
he wants his
damned.
guy.
Yeah, he was damned. Nothing he can do.
Yeah, that
So
was like a arranged marriage. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they just they couldn't mesh well together now. I'm here to let you know not everything meshes well together. Some things you can try and you can try all day and it just won't work.
It ain't
So
gonna work.
fight it. Just let it go. Just don't fight it. So under the impression from what we heard from Frank right today, we know for one they're going to get a guy. They got their eyes set out on five different guys that's in the youth vent. Like I said, they're all in the combine. And then you got one particular guy that could be used as a bridge. Now, he said that they're going to exhaust each and every detail looking forward. They're going to take this thing full scope, full perspective, and they're going to make sure. I believe we're going to have a quarter. Look, I'm gonna be real with you, Kendall. If these boys can make this shit happen right now with Derek Carr, I believe Derek Carr will be the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers this year.
Hmm.
And what they'll do is they'll hit that draft and they'll sit there and they'll pick the young guy and let him sit right behind him.
You let him sit right behind him, and I hope that young guy that sits behind him. I'm in the great state of Florida right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope that guy that sits behind him is the University of Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson. Because if Anthony Richardson light bulb comes on, which they say he's a smart guy, he's like some clay, a sponge. He absorbing everything. You got to imagine this is Anthony Richardson's first start, 13 games, 13 or 14 games. It ain't in front of me right now, but the number of games there, but somewhere around there. And he just kept getting better,
Mm-hmm.
reads and going through his progressions and just at that level. This coaching staff being able to sit there and breathe and not have that pressure on you. Imagine what this guy could be if you're drafting on potential.
hey, I think you got Michael Weston talking about he about to unsubscribe.
Okay, I mean, hey. Now when we sit down on a potential X-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl winner, this and that, Mike, come back to me, baby.
Man, look at here, Big Mike. Look, it may be uncomfortable to hear the truth, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that we're gonna lock horns on one guy and we're gonna sit here and try to draft that guy because that would be foolish when we got a team to build around here. We
Hmm.
got a whole team to build. We got to face the facts and screaming this for the last month or two. You must face the facts that the Panthers are going to do the best that they're going to do the best interests of the team. They don't give a damn. Hey,
Hmm.
listen, they love the quarterback, but they're not reaching for no damn quarterback when you listen to them today. They're
Now
not
listen
going to
to
do it.
Scott. Now listen to what Scott said.
Scott said he got a goddamn team to build and he trying to set this team up for the next 3 years and for the future. He kept throwing that out there for the next 3 years and for the future. Pay attention to the little words that
Yep.
he kept reiterating over and over and over. So for everybody who thinks that we're there and trade up 5 or 4 picks for CJ Stroud and the whole world, it's not
Mhm.
gonna happen, boy. It's not gonna happen.
Scott is, and now one time I didn't know, but now I know Scott is building this team. Scott has the GM ring now. He used to didn't have it. Scott got the ring now. Scott got juice.
Hey, God of Blackness say if you got to get a Raider, go get Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I'll take him. He is a damn good running back. I'll take him, but he's gonna be expensive. He's gonna be real
Yeah.
expensive. Look, I'm telling you right now, my dog MDJ say if we sign Derek Carr, it's no need to draft a first round quarterback. Well, and that's what we're sitting here trying to figure out. What direction do you really want to take the team? Do you want to take your time, get best player available? Because if you already got a Derek Carr on the roster, you have the luxury of saying, do we attack it this year? Or do we attack it next year? One of these
Yeah.
drafts, you're going to have
See that?
to attack it future though.
Yeah. But see,
Mm-hmm.
this ain't a thing. Say if y'all, if we got, man, let's be real. Let's be real, y'all. I'm be real. I'm be as real as I can. Everybody talking about Bryce and CJ, and from what Scott said today, this is not Kendall's opinion. From what Scott said today, and from what he said before, you have to have a trade partner. That's number one, right? Right, Q?
Mm-hmm.
Is that not what he said? So therefore, like I've been saying before, you said Chicago, come on, move down here tonight. Chicago got to see the beauty in moving down there tonight. You got to give Chicago some type of interest to move down there tonight. You got to have a partner. So that's gonna knock your Bryce Young and your CJ Stroud out the box. Those are we just at the beginning of the show we said that's the upper echelon, two quarterbacks and two big dogs in this draft. Everybody never come back up there from 6 to 1 are going to be trying to get these guys right here if they're looking for a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in our price range, y'all know everybody in the chat, everybody know you go into the store, you got your wallet in your pocket. You got different price ranges. You know what I'm saying? You gonna shop where your price range is. Our price range, meaning our draft capital, is a Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, boom, 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 the rest of those guys. So if y'all want a quarterback, it's gonna be those two guys realistically. Whether if we got to move up for them or sit there at 9 for them. Getting a Derek Carr, the way that contract is gonna be structured in free agency, he might get a lot of that money on the front end or back end or whatever. We end up cutting him, especially if one of those boys develop where they want to be at, where Frank Rich want to see him at, and Thomas Brown on them. You can cut him and he get out of here. You don't want him here anyway. He's just a bridge, y'all. That's all he is. He's just gonna be a bridge for us, and that's what you want for the stability of the franchise.
So go. God of Blackness said Carr is projected to be in a bidding war soon. Y'all want to bid for 8 interceptions last 2 years?
See, you see what I'm saying? Was he in Frank Rich's? Was he in this coaching staff? Y'all say that about Josh McDaniels. I have no faith in Josh McDaniels, bro. To put anybody in any type of success. What has Josh McDaniels done other than with Brady? And that was Brady out there doing it. Brady make all the coordinators look good. That's why he got the job where he got the job at. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. I can't stand Josh McDaniels.
Yes, sir. Man, look at here. You already know what time it is. I appreciate you, God, Blackness, for that. We got over 50 plus in here, man. Look, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. We getting on into it. Y'all already know I'm getting ready to open up the link to the channel. Look, this is what the topic is. We're trying to pursue. Look, Scott Fitterer done laid it out. There's so many different ways and angles you can dissect what he's saying. The GOAT just laid
Yeah.
it out how he thought about it. I'm telling y'all right now, personally, this is me, this is Q speaking. I don't think we're going to trade up for anybody. I think we're going to sign Derek Carr as a bridge quarterback and potentially draft another young quarterback to be groomed under the Panthers. That's not a bad way to go. I mean, I know you guys may not like it. It may cost a little bit, but David Tepper
Mhm.
is now throwing money around at will. He's done it with the coaching staff, and I don't think he mind going into luxury tax now.
Yeah,
So
no, I don't think. And why? And Q, tell everybody you're saying that because you looked at those press conferences, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Strictly
It,
on those press conferences. That's not a Q. It's not what Q think this and that. That's Q looking at these press conferences today and just
mhm.
going by what Scott said, what Frank said, and what Tepper has done.
Yeah, I don't think it's too much smoke screening going on when they
No.
say, "Hey, we're not going." He said, and verbatim, he said, "If you have the conviction, you go and you get your guy. But if he does not produce or he is not showing flashes or signs of trending upward, you just set your franchise back 3 years." So
Hmm.
if he wants to get his guy, he would have never even mentioned that other part about setting your franchise back 3 years. So you guys got
Hmm.
to understand he's well aware of the do's and the don'ts when it comes to trading up to get a guy. So I think
Hmm.
listen, he's saying that's no smoke screen. That's him being real honest with everybody right there.
Yeah.
He's saying from here going, it would be unwise to take a gamble on any one of these guys, and you don't know if they're going to be a star or not. You know they're going to be good, but you don't know if they're going to be a star or not. And if you trade up and give away a lot of assets when you have a team to build, you're going to have yourself in a hole. So you don't want to do that. He said the assets part and, having to build this team all the way around. So you got to listen to the man when he's talking.
He telling you, but he ain't coming out directly telling you, but he's telling you
Let's
what
welcome
they've been talking about in the back room.
let's welcome Big Mike to the show, man. What's up with you, Doc?
What's good, man? I'm hearing what y'all talk about. I'm not happy about it, but I'm listening.
Well, why you ain't happy, Doc? Holler at me.
All right, well, check this out, man. I understand that Derek Carr went to the Pro Bowl. I get that. But if we look in the past, Baker Mayfield damn near went to one too.
I think they
Everybody has at one good year. Everybody, you know what I mean? And we try to duplicate and be like, that's who he's going to be. But then there's many, many bad years. And I think we already did that with Teddy Bridgewater. We already did that with Sam Darnold. We already did that with so many veteran quarterbacks. And every time we in the same ass position talking about we should draft a quarterback. And it never happens.
okay, Big Mike. Can I holler at you for a second?
I'm listening.
Okay, so how many quarterbacks that we brought in through the door was a four-time Pro Bowler? Mayfield
Four-time Pro Bowl.
was he a four-time Pro Bowler? Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, four
Absolutely not.
time now, 4 time, Mike, 4 time.
I heard of what he said. You ain't got to repeat it.
What about Cam? Was he a four-time Pro Bowler?
No, he wasn't.
What about Teddy Bridgewater? Was he a four-time Pro Bowler?
Absolutely not.
So all I'm saying is this guy's at 30, and like I said, he's in the prime of his career where he still have more ways he can go trending towards upward versus coming down. You know what I'm saying?
All
Now,
right, now hold that thought. Hold that thought.
go ahead.
All right, so
Yes, I like this.
Derek Carr wants money.
Uh-huh.
We don't have any. Now I know some stuff can be worked out and shit, but sooner or later somebody got to be cut. Like you got D'Angelo Hall talking about Jalen Ramsey coming over. Have you seen the size of that man's contract?
Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna get Jalen Ramsey, Sean Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin's contract's about to come up, Derek Brown's contract's about to come up. How are we gonna afford this nigga?
I like this.
Well,
So this is what Federer talked about in his interview when they potentially asked him about how would Derek Carr fit in. He said, "You bring a lot of guys back to the front to restructure, and then from there he said he moving forward by bringing people in on better deals, working better financial deals out going forward. So there's going to be a lot of retooling and restructuring. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Taylor Moton and Shaq Thompson alone, that's close to $50 million. Just two
They need to
people.
cut him. Just cut Shaq. Just cut him.
If you cut him, it's going
Nah,
to
it's better to it's better to extend them, and that way the money absorbed, you know what I'm saying, a little less painfully.
He's painful to watch.
But you Jack, if up,
This shit breaking up. I can hear that easily.
sell that.
Like
Kendall. Hey, we ain't understand nothing you say, Kendall. Hold on. You
let me go out and come back in. Let me go back. Let me go out and come back in.
Now you clear. You clear now. Well, he done went. Anyway,
So-
Big Mike. Go ahead.
Cause look, this is what I'm saying, right? This is only one way I like any of this. All right. 3 first-round picks could get CJ.
Mm.
And here it is. I'm gonna say this, and I mean this from everything. There's only 2 quarterbacks I'm willing to pick in the whole draft. CJ or wait to the second round and get Head and Hooker. Because if you ask me, the rest come with risk. Bryce Young, he too small. Will Levis, he injury prone. Anthony Richardson, he runs a lot, yes. But when you throw half as many interceptions if you throw touchdowns, that's a scary combination. And I love Cam Newton. Lord knows, I swear to you, nobody loved that man more than I loved that man when he played. My ex used to think I was obsessed with the man. But I'm here to tell you, I don't want another Cam Newton that can't throw a ball accurately to slot receivers and tight ends.
Okay.
Cam Newton can hit a tight end, but
let me holler at you, Mike.
I'm listening.
And let you get all that off and now let me get at it now. Hold on, Mike.
Come get me.
Now, you said, you list out, you said all these quarterbacks basically in this draft got a flaw. And then
Facts.
down to each one. So you basically say Levis is injury prone. Okay, he had an injury this year. Okay, you say AR-15 is basically Cam Newton. All he did was take us to a Super Bowl. And if you say
a more inaccurate Cam Newton, if you look at Urban stats of Cam Newton and compare him to him,
Stop that stat shit, Mike. Stop that stat shit. In 5 years, that man took us to a Super Bowl.
Pause. I'm not saying nothing
all
bad
that
about
other
Cam.
stuff is
I'm
all that
saying
other shit is
Cam
out the
Newton
window.
No, I'm saying Cam Newton at Auburn. Compare him to your man
Auburn,
Richardson
I don't
at
care if he was
Miami.
at Community College of Boulder, Colorado. 5 years, he took us to the Super Bowl. In 5 years, you got Kirk Cousins been making all this money at different places and ain't took nobody to shit. In 5 years, he took us to
what I'm saying. I think you misunderstand. I'm saying Anthony Richardson is worse than Cam Newton. As
Okay,
in
he say
Cam
worse.
Newton. At Cam Newton and Auburn had way better stats for us throwing touchdowns, making shit happen. He had nowhere near that
Cam,
many
Cam,
interceptions. Yeah.
that man ain't
Now
had the
you look.
experience of Cam Newton. He ain't got the experience. That's why he's got to sit. That's what we said earlier. He's got to have a bridge. He
But
ain't got
Cam Newton
nowhere
only played one
near
year
the experience.
too.
No, he
He
didn't. Cam Newton had
what?
done won two. He done won two championships
Blend.
at JUCO,
Yeah.
and he went to Florida, and he was in Auburn.
In Florida, he was a backup to Tim Tebow. That man didn't throw one pass. We not going Florida. And the other one I
Okay.
didn't count because it's miniature league. At the
Okay.
highest level, that man played. He got the Heisman. He had great stats. In that same division where Anthony Richardson plays, and that man's stats for his running is amazing. But for his touchdown to interception ratio, it's rough.
So Big Mike, if what if I tell you Anthony Richardson didn't even know the playbook this year? What if I was to tell
Then I tell him he should do his job. That's
no,
his
no,
job. Learn the playbook.
job of the coaches to prepare the players to be on the damn field, Big Mike? It's not his. He chose his athleticism and say, here, nigga, take the ball and run. This guy had to learn the quarterback position on Florida. So all
So
I'm saying,
I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you feel like Anthony Richardson is better than Hayden Hooker?
no, he's not. Him and him natural passer. I mean, they're
So what
nice.
I'm saying is, why take Richardson when you can get Hooker in the second round?
I'm just saying, no, what I was saying is you said Anthony Richardson was a watered down Cam Newton, basically, is what you
Yeah.
were saying. And what I was saying is you got to understand all the benefactors of this guy had against him. He didn't have a playbook. He didn't have time to dissect defenses. He learned how to play on the fly off of athleticism alone.
And Mike, I'm gonna tell you something there, brother. I'm gonna tell you something. Henry Hooker show out. This weekend on Saturday. Henry Hooker gonna be a first rounder home.
And guess what? We should take him because this is what I'm saying. You right about what you said about Anthony Richardson, but that's still a gamble. It's still a roll of the dice. Hannah Hooker threw 5 interceptions in 2 years, 6,000 yards and 60 touchdowns. Let's say that again. The ratio is 60 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in 2 years.
Big
If
Mike.
that's and the highest QBR in the whole college league.
Mhm. Big Mike, have you been watching the show? Because your boy
I have
Doug
the
has been highlighting Hendon Hooker as much as he can. And when I said that he was the third best quarterback in this entire draft behind CJ Stroud, everybody called me every name in the book and said I didn't know. You don't know what you're talking about, Q. And I said this cat statistically was the third best quarterback with an 89.6 quarterback rating this year.
I'm gonna say he's second best.
Yes, I would even went as far as to say that, but they would not give him his credit because he was.
It's what it is people go with the popular shit they see on ESPN. They put so much weight
That's
on
correct.
Mel Kiper
Yep.
and don't
That's
watch for
correct.
themselves. I seen
Yep.
that man Hendon Hooker stand on the same stage with Bryce Young and said, "Today I'm better than you." And he showed him he was. He didn't hesitate. He didn't fall back. He arose to the occasion and said, "I'm gonna kill Alabama today." And he killed them.
That's correct. You're correct.
And the reason
See
and
that
that's why I'm
national narrative. I tell people don't get into that national narrative. Look with your own eyes. Look with your own eyes. Now, if your eyes tell you that narrative is correct, go with it then. But that a lot of those like you said, the Mel Kipers and the Sean Mc whatever his name is, all those guys, man, they get paid like doctors get paid to push medicine. You know what I mean?
Facts.
To push that narrative.
Yeah.
What bothered me about Anthony Richardson is I saw him play against Kentucky. And when he played against Kentucky, I saw wide open plays. Like literally wide open plays. And Kentucky wasn't known for their defense. They wasn't getting back in the backfield, sacking a bunch of people. Matter of fact, Kentucky ain't got one person on the defensive line coming out of the draft in the first 5 rounds. So I'm trying to figure out why was he struggling so much.
But
It's
see,
not
he's
like he didn't have
unpolished though, Mike.
protection.
He's unpolished though, Mike. And my thing about him, what and like I said earlier though, what where I'm so high on Richardson is this: if I get Richardson a bridge, I'm looking at Richardson strictly on the potential of what he could be. That's what I'm drafting him on with a bridge. And see, y'all thinking I'm saying Derek Carr forever. I'm not saying that as a bridge.
Talking about
When
one.
I'm getting Anthony Richardson, I'm drafting Anthony Richardson for his potential, almost like a Kyle Shanahan did. What's that? I don't know why I always forget that boy name. Over there in San Francisco, Trey Lance on potential.
I bet you we can get Sam Darnold for $10 million. I don't see why to draft Derek Carr. He ain't that much better than Sam. I know that sounds fucked up, but I don't see it. If we only gonna have a bridge for a year, sign Sam. He already know his role. He know he's not here forever. He knows he's only here till the man take over. Sign Sam. Sam didn't play that bad at the end of the year, but he's injury prone. That's cool.
Now I said,
That's perfect.
yeah. I said a bridge. Now I didn't say a broken bridge that we already done crossed 2 or 3 times. You understand what I'm saying? I said a bridge.
But look, all right. So here's the question: we got so much faith in his coaching staff. Why can't they make Sam better?
Cause Sam trash, and I'm just being.
So is Carr. All right, I'm sorry. We got different opinions on that. I remember 4 Pro Bowls. I got you.
Different levels to this, Mike. Now let me holler at you. Now, when you look at, in 4 years in this league, one guy has made 4 Pro Bowls, and one guy has not even eclipsed 3,000 yards consistently because
ain't even won no more than 7 games at best. Q.
May I say his now? And you can use this as a crutch to say the Jets organization was horrible, but you know Matt Rule was not any better. And look at how Sam looked with your boy last year, Steve Wilkes. Look at how Sam Darnold looked with Wilkes. Under Steve Wilkes, with a good offensive line, Sam Darnold was average at best. Average.
Okay.
Because he still fucked some games up where we looking around like, okay, Sam, what the fuck you doing?
Okay, you're right. No, wait. I want to say this. In this scenario, I'm going to ask the number one question. It's the only question that matters. If we got Derek Carr, are we in the Super Bowl?
I mean, first of all, it depends if we fill out the rest of the team. If we get a super elite defense and they go out here and they run that damn ball and they put that, there's a possibility for anything.
Yeah, because think about this, Mike. Think about this, though, Mike. Now think about this. Put the quarterback shit on the shelf for a second. We're changing defenses.
Yeah,
we're changing defenses. So we got to get we don't have the personnel to run that defense that they want to acclimate.
Facts.
So we got, first of all, we got to go get some pieces for Evero to run this defense efficiently the first year. Then he got to go get some more pieces to make it elite.
Right. Sounds like spending money somewhere besides. No, I'm playing. I ain't gonna go that far. But if we, all right. So here was my mind state. This is what I had told somebody the other day. I said I wouldn't draft a quarterback in the first round early because I feel like you could get Hooker at the earliest second round or trade back late in the first round and draft him because nobody's looking at him. And I don't get it, but okay. And I said that old boy from Texas Tech, that defensive end, Jalen Carter's gonna be gone. Will Anderson's gonna be gone. Everybody's gonna be grabbing at a quarterback. This man is a monster. We don't have an actual defensive end. Now we got a pass rusher in Brian Burns, but he's not an active defensive end. He's gonna fall back to the same position he played in college on that linebacker squad on the end. because that's where he was best at. That's where he was natural at. People have been trying to
Mhm.
force him to be a defensive end, but he too light in the ass for that shit.
Let
And
me
that's
let me
never going to change.
is Miles Murphy going to be available? Because you talking 9 picks, but if you projected 4 quarterbacks or potentially 4 quarterbacks and at least 2 position players to be gone, there's another opening for a super elite pass rusher that's right there in the top. So I mean, how do you project this thing to go? I don't think the Panthers are going to. First of all, let me make sure I address this other thing you said. I like Hendon Hooker. I think he's just a contingency plan. If you ask me, if they can't get one of these other 4 at number 9, they'll wait him in the second round if they can't get the top. And the only they'll do that, me and I talked about this earlier. The potential he might not even, because Washington might grab him up because he's just that good. But you would take a risk on seeing if he'll be there in the second round because of his injury. A lot of teams will be leery to grab him only because of it. So he'll have to be able to work out and show them that he'll be fine. How do you feel
Yeah.
about taking your time and looking at a Miles Murphy? He's going to be a top projected guy within the top 10 talent. He's going to be the best, one of the best pass rushers in this draft besides Will Anderson. And like I said, not everybody going to get a quarterback in that top 5.
hmm And let me put a
I,
little more icing on the cake for Mike on that.
Yeah,
Now
go ahead.
you got picking at number 3. You got something like an Arizona picking at number 3. Arizona's got a new coach that got inherited his quarterback. So you got D Hop that's gonna be suspended, and possibly they talking about putting him on the trade block and stuff like that. They say they want them to go defense, but they might go wide receiver. So you don't know what some of those top teams are gonna do. Chicago could out the whole damn thing. So those guys
okay.
could fall to us, like you said.
Oh, you know what? I hear that, and that's a good point. But I would literally think a GM would have to be on drugs to take a wide receiver at number 3. I don't give a damn who he is.
I mean, we see
There is no Jamar Chase in this draft. Let's just put that out there. There's
Well,
no
they
Jamar
saying
Chase.
it's
Quit
There's no Justin
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
They said Jefferson is the number projected number 2. They had him right here today. I looked on NFL app. He did his top 10 in this whole draft, and they had him at number 2 overall.
People
That
got to
wasn't a
sober
mock
up.
draft. They just saying that at his position, at position of need, he's number 2 in this draft. Bryce Young, and then it was him.
so.
So
Mike, let me hop in, Big Mike. Kuechly, where did we take Luke Kuechly? In the top 10, right?
I did like what you said about the defensive tackle from Clemson. I can fuck with that. I ain't got no problem with that. That's a move I can live with. I just because I know how hard it is. We need to. First of all, I'm one of the biggest advocates when it talks about defense wins everything. San Fran did not get as far as they went because of their offensive quarterback play. It's that big line that no matter what's going to get to the quarterback and punch you in the mouth every single game. And technically, I feel like that's what helped Jalen Hurts so much this year. When you got 70 something sacks in a year, it's kind of hard not to win. So I'm cool with that. I just when they talk about quarterbacks, I see Will Levis as potential to be Josh Allen, but there's things that scare me about him. I like the fact that he was in a pro form offense, but I don't like drafting somebody early that was hurt the previous year. That's just to me like your boy from Ohio State, that receiver. He's amazing. Anytime you have 300 and something yards in a bowl game by yourself, he's amazing. I'll be nervous because he didn't play this year and he was hurt so much this year. That's my biggest thing on him.
Well, you just wouldn't even take that's the case, because you said well, off of you don't take anybody that's injured the year before.
Not early in the first round. No, that's why when I was talking about trading up, at early second, because I'm thinking Hooker because of his injury. I still feel like he can't perform at the combine. You tore your leg. You're not gonna be 100% yet. You're gonna need some more time, and I
Well,
think
we're
that's
gonna
gonna
see
scare off.
Saturday. We're gonna see Saturday, Mike,
I
cause
He's
don't think
he's
throwing
running and
Saturday.
throwing. Yes, sir.
I ain't heard that one yet.
I haven't heard Hooker was throwing. That's the thing that because I remember he had tore his shit like week 12 or some shit like that. Like so, I was like, okay,
They
if he tore his
well,
shit, he can't be ready to run and throw, which means most teams gonna back
okay.
up
I'm,
off
I'm,
of
I'm gonna
him.
tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna tell y'all what I heard. They said the only quarterback that was not throwing and running was Bryce. So that made me believe that Hendon was going to run and throw. Now I hadn't heard that Hendon was not going to run and throw or isn't going to run. They said the only quarterback that wasn't running and throwing was Bryce.
I
So
think they mean the only ones that they feel is going to be taken in the first round. I think they mean the only of the top four because the ESPN ain't said shit about Hooker the whole time that he's been declared for the draft. Like they act like that man don't exist, and I like that. Keep pretending like he don't exist. Let
yeah,
only
have you
Carolina
seen
pay
any?
attention.
Yeah, have you seen anything, Q, that he wasn't going to run and throw?
I'm looking it up now as we speak. I didn't see anything that say that Hendon
Yeah,
wasn't. But I
wasn't
don't
because
will.
yeah.
But Big Mike, Luke Kuechly was taking the top 10.
Absolutely,
But was he the we needed at that time?
absolutely.
What picked him in?
The year before he got there, Carolina was ran all over.
When because they did.
Climb out.
Hold on, repeat that.
I remember that the fans went crazy because they did not want him when they first picked Luke Kuechly. I think he was like number 7 overall or number 8 overall, one or the other.
Yeah, he was
And
number 7, straight
what
out
the
of
heck?
Boston College.
We were going to get a quarterback. He got a line.
But we ain't need a quarterback. We had Cam for a year.
My bad. Wrong year.
Yeah, Luke came the year after Cam, and I salute that brother. I hate he had to go down for concussion. My problem with Cam, I love my team. I swear to God, I love them. But every time we lose somebody, we never try to replace them. It took us forever to try to replace Steve Smith with DJ Moore. We haven't even looked to somebody to replace Greg Olsen or Luke Kuechly. And I don't know
Well,
what's been
see,
the hold
there
up.
you go. There you go. Keep talking, Mike. Go ahead and talk.
Because
Go ahead and talk.
because it makes no sense. We at one time you could not run on us. Our linebacker squad was so vicious. That front seven was with KK
Go ahead and
Short and
talk,
Star
Mike.
Little Lane. They had to stop every run. If you got 100 yards on Carolina rushing, you had to be special.
Why
For
was
all
that,
of us,
Mike? Go ahead and talk, Mike. Go ahead and talk. Why is that?
because we focus on defense first. Now my problem is they never gave Cam a weapon. That's my biggest issue.
Stop it.
But besides that, they made sure we locked down that run. We had Josh Norman, Kurt Coleman in the backfield. We couldn't get any yards on us in the back. We built the right defense. And that's why when you said drafting old boy from Clemson, I'm 100% with that because defense wins Super Bowls. But the
We
problem
had
I also
defense
see
depth.
is
We
we
had
have a bad
defensive
habit.
depth on the defensive line. We had defensive
Facts.
depth in the backfield. Like you said, we didn't have enough time to turn around and focus on that offense like we should have. They were just saying, "Oh, we got this big, strong Cam Newton who can tear off and get 60 yards." You know what I'm saying? On the third or fourth down, when people know he coming at him, you know what I'm saying? He ripping through people. He was Superman at that time. You know,
He was,
then he got
and all
riddled
he
with a
had
couple
was
injuries and stuff. They should have put a little bit more around him, and we'd have been all right. But
correct because all we had was
we
Greg
didn't do it.
Olsen.
We
Greg
didn't
Olsen is that
develop.
dude, but
We didn't develop like, and that's what Scott was saying. at the podium today. We have to build this team. We have to build depth. We have to build. We got to get quality players. How did he say that thing, Q? He needed. What kind of players he say he needed? To use his words, but he want to get a higher caliber guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I got a question.
What's up?
I got a question. All right, we've got 2 second rounds, 2 third rounds, 2 fourth rounds this year. I don't see the big deal. Correct me if I'm wrong. For us to trade the 9th, next year's first, and the year after first to go get Stroud. Now I know we got to build a lot, but when you got 2 second rounds, you got 2 third rounds, and you got 2 fourth rounds, you can't tell me that you can't build something around this team.
So
that's not gonna move him. That's not gonna move him, Mike. That's not gonna move it.
Hold on, Kendall.
It depends on where he's at. Because
hold on. Take your time on this one. List out all the picks you say you want to give up again.
This year's 9th, next year's first, the year after first. Let's not touch nothing else in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round. The next, because I'm going to take your words, Q. I heard you say in one of the videos that CJ Stroud might be the next closest thing to Joe Burrow. I'm here to tell you, would you trade the 9th, next year's first, and the year after's first for the next thing closest to Joe Burrow in the draft?
Okay, you got to look at the position your franchise is in, and I would want a Joe Burrow on my team. Would I give up hell and earth for him right now?
Is that hell and earth? Is that?
But that's not enough. That's not enough to move it.
Picks you suggest.
Okay. Say that you Arizona. Say you Arizona, and he's still there. You just got a brand new coach. Somebody calls for 3 first round picks for that pick. You don't think they're gonna say we can do that?
I don't think it'd be a smart move, is what I'm saying.
You said 3 first round picks?
3 first round picks, bro.
We're trading
24, 25, and 26?
No. We're trading this year. We're just switching this pick. So technically it's 2 first rounds because we're trading picks. You trade this pick and you got 2 more first rounds for the next 2 years.
So you said 24 and 25?
Yeah.
It's too much.
Okay, well, let me tell you why I was thinking it wasn't. Because one thing that leaves us with is motherfucking cap space where we do not have any. There's a lot of good free agents on the market that we can use right now.
Hey, Mike, let me start. I ain't mean to interrupt you, but let me throw you where you got a little hole in it. You remember what happened to Joe Burrow his rookie year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luckily, he came back from it. But see, that can happen. But we done gave away 2 first rounds. If something like that happened, that's what Scott was talking about.
Okay, well, look, I'm a play devil's advocate. Let's play devil's advocate. Remember Deshaun Watson went down his first year? He came back and lit up the board. Now, I'm not saying that you trade that up and you go get a Bryce Young. There's only 2 solid quarterbacks in this draft. And Stroud and Hooker. Everybody else is probably just based on potential. And the other one, as soon as he get hit hard, he's going to be Tua 2.0. Concussion protocol the whole year. Well, what I do know is we don't have draft capital next year. We don't have draft capital the year after. Oh, I tell you why not. Because we're going to be dependent on us sucking again bad to get this high in the draft. And I'm here to tell you with this coaching staff.
What I'm saying, Mike, we still have a 1. We still have a 2. We still have a 3.
Okay, you're right.
We shipped.
But with this coaching staff, we're not going to be at 9th pick. We're not. We got way too much experience and way too good a coaching staff to be at number. We're not going to be in the single digits.
That's why you fill the holes now. That's what we've been saying the whole time. Okay, that's why you fill the holes now with a 39 and a what we got, a 39 and a 30.
61. You got a 39. You got a 61. You got a 93. Yeah,
with
but
a
what I'm saying
draft that
is,
was COVID written, and these guys stayed in school. You got experienced players now. Next year you're gonna have more and more you're gonna have more and more experienced players because these players are getting paid while they're in school now. They don't have to jump out of the. Scott spoke about that as well.
okay, so look. Again, we're gonna play devil advocate. Remember, the 4-time Pro Bowler. We fill up all the holes. What we gonna do when we have the 23rd pick of the first round? What
I rather that means we have a good team, right? That means we have now we picking for depth.
I
Now we
got a
picking for that spot that's gonna get us to the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? That means we have a good team.
Is this mic working? Is this mic working? Hello.
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah, we hear you now.
Now, Mike,
Now
if
we
I got
can't. Now, yeah. There you go. It's going in and out. Q.
hold on. Now, you got to look at this thing from a whole perspective. Joe was taken, and they fell to number one and got Joe Burrow, and he got hurt because they didn't have the offensive line in place to protect him. So then the draft capital, look, they didn't have to trade anything to get him. If we trade away the pieces that we got to put this team together, little by little piece, this team is going to fall apart. You would like to have the team together to compete, so that way, once you insert your quarterback, you can take off. Not
I hear that, but this is what I'm saying. The last 10 years or more, the people that played in the Super Bowl besides Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts was all first round picks. Now we can keep saying that we can get our guy next year, but we're not going to be in the top 10 pick next year. Everybody that's played in the Super Bowl these past 10, 15 years was top 10 pick quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes was number 10. Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, everybody was top 10 pick. We act like that Jalen Hurts and Tom
Now,
Brady and Russell Wilson wasn't anomalies. We talking
but
about three
Matthew
quarterbacks out
Stafford,
of the
Matthew
last
Stafford,
15.
Mike. Matthew Stafford didn't do it when he was first round pick with the original team that he was with because they sucked.
Oh,
He went to
and
a
guess what?
superstar team and got some help,
Uh-huh.
and then he got to the Super
And
Bowl.
okay.
So he didn't do it by himself. Now you can say a Joe Burrow did it by himself.
I
Joe
didn't
Burrow is
say
a different.
first of all,
Joe Burrow is a
Joe
whole
Burrow didn't
different
even do it
beast.
by himself. But what I'm saying is each one of these quarterbacks was picked early in the first round. Name a quarterback besides Russell Wilson and Tom Brady. I guess Jalen Hurts too, that wasn't picked early. We're talking about three quarterbacks out of 3 decades of Super Bowls. Like, let's be realistic. Let's not count the chickens before they hatch. We seen the formula to win the Super Bowl. You go get your guy early in the draft, you build around him, and you see yourself on Super Bowl Sunday. This is not something that's just happened out of the blue. This is what happens when they win Super Bowls.
Yeah, you talking about teams that maybe not be when they go to get these guys, they only moving at a maybe 4 spots or something like that. They already at number 1, and they don't have to give up anything to get this guy.
And they don't
These
have the
generational
coaching
player
staff that
guys.
we got. We don't have.
But
They don't
if
have the
once
coaching
you get,
staff that
like
we
y'all
had.
say, once you get the quarterback, say like I'm the Jaguars. Let's use the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
Where did they pick it? They were number 1 overall when they got Trevor. So they're gonna build around Trevor because he's a generational player. And they picked him at 1. They
What
didn't
if we
have to
don't get
give up
number 1?
shit.
What if we don't get number 1? Y'all keep
If
saying
we
like
don't
we for
get
sure gonna
okay,
get.
now you
What
can
if we don't?
okay. Hold, Mike, hold. You just said we have a phenomenal coaching staff, right?
Yeah.
So what do coaches do? They coach. So why can't a coach a Will Levis or Anthony Richardson or Tanner McKee or any of these guys? Y'all act like these guys are bums.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say it like this. You notice you said Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl and not Justin Herbert, right? right?
Yeah.
We noticed that you said Trevor Lawrence, yeah, because they knew that he was the best quarterback in the draft, and you see him on a trajectory. He's hands down going to win the AFC South. Period. Tua, before he got hurt, he was in the ranking for MVP. Like the guys there, they went to go get the guy because they luck devil was sitting there at that spot. Yes, we can say Will Levis could be it. Anthony Richardson could be it, but there's absolutely no doubt in anybody's head that's on this chat and in our head right now that if CJ Stroud was at center, we run this NFC South for the next 5 to 10 years, period. Is that fair to say? I mean, even with the team that we got right now, nothing added to it. CJ Stroud on this Carolina Panther team would win the NFC South, hands down. Anthony Richardson might. Will Levis might. But CJ Stroud will win this division for the next 5 to 10 years. There's no Tom Brady. There's no Drew Brees. There's no competition for him. And in the whole NFC period, his only competition is Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Hurts. It's not like we in a division with the AFC with Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, and all them great boys. You can get your quarterback and build with him in this division that we're in.
So okay,
because there's no competition.
Let me ask you another question. Okay, because now I'm getting it. So you want to trade? You want to trade up, whatever it takes to go get Stroud. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when you trade up this year and get CJ Stroud, now what you said it take? What you said it would take to get Stroud?
You trade the
so
nine.
You gonna trade with Chicago, right? You going to one.
Yeah.
Who you trading? Okay, so you're gonna trade and go to one. Now what you gonna trade?
The 9th and 2 first-round picks.
The 9th? Well, you ain't trading the 9th, you swapping.
Yeah, I'm swapping the 9th and I'm giving them 2 first-round picks.
You're giving them 2 future first-round picks. 2023, yeah. 2024 and 2025. Okay?
Yeah.
Now I'm just going, Q gonna be in the middle of this. Q,
Yeah.
Do you think that gets CJ Stroud? Do you think that, no, not fuck CJ Stroud. Does that get that first round pick from Chicago?
Not enough, Bubba.
Okay. You know what it's realistically going to take, Mike?
What's it going to take?
From them, it's going to take. Definitely, you're going to swap. They got to be potential to swap. So we ain't even saying nothing about the swap until the deal is done, because we know that's going to be a swap. Okay, so that's not, people always say we trading for the first and this, that. It's going to take that 40, what did we, 40 what? That first?
39th.
That 39th. Hell, it might take both of those seconds. Definitely going to take a second this year, a third. It might take both of them seconds and that third.
Then you don't do it.
That's what it might take.
Then you don't do it.
What do you think, Hugh?
You see, you had to give up basically everything but your 2 nuts, basically.
No, then you don't do it. What I'm saying, and I won't even say for sure the first round pick to Chicago, because I got a feeling that what's it, Jack? Houston's gonna do something stupid to trade up one spot for no fucking reason. I really feel that way. Or I feel, and from what I hear, as I did my research, the Colts are in love with Will Levis. I don't know why, but that's their people. He fits the mold of almost every quarterback they ever drafted. Then kudos. I
They're
would
gonna do
say
whatever they're gonna try to do to secure him. That I've heard that too. You exactly right,
so.
Mike.
So if Houston's still in love with Bryce Young and Will Levis, as coach is still in love with Will Levis, it's still possible you can grab this man. I'm not saying give away your farm and everything, but if this man is sitting there at number 5, find a way to get him. It ain't gonna take a whole farm to get him. Then it's not gonna take your nuts and your right shoulder blade and a rib. It's not gonna take all of that. But what I do know is when it comes to I know y'all don't like statistics, but it's the only thing that tells some of the story in college. When you have one quarterback throwing 5 interceptions in 2 years and you got another one throwing 4 in a single year, those are the only quarterbacks I'm looking at. When you got other quarterbacks throwing 12 interceptions, 9 interceptions, what's only one that had better numbers than the 2 I mentioned was Bryce Young, and I'm afraid if he get hit, they're gonna carry that man out the stadium.
Oh yeah,
He's smaller than
yeah,
Kyler Murray for his weight, so
yeah.
let him get hit one good time, and he's gonna be concussion protocol like Tua. But thank God Houston is in love with him. You can have that little motherfucker. Take him with you, and he's gonna die there because they don't even have an offensive line. So I don't know what they even think in drafting him. But good luck with that shit. I'm not saying give away the farm and stuff. I'm not saying do that. But I got a feeling since they like holding off on Ohio State quarterbacks, be patient. Because Justin Fields failed, Dwayne Haskins failed. Why won't CJ Stroud?
He won't fall.
We just gonna have to wait and see. Cause some reason they all back up on Ohio State quarterbacks. It's something about them wearing that uniform and they be like, hey, and if Bryce Young and Will Levis is the first 2 off the board, there's no reason why we can't go get Stroud. I'm not saying that's
Well,
going to
I'm gonna
happen.
tell you. I'm
It's
gonna
just
tell you
what they're
one
talking
reason.
about.
I'm gonna tell you one reason. Las Vegas Raiders.
We can jump in front of them.
They can jump in front of you.
We gonna call first.
Would you? I'm just saying, Mike. If you were the GM, would you rather
uh-huh.
slide down to? I think they sitting where 6 or something like that. They 3 or 4 ahead of us. Would you rather slide
Uh-huh.
because you got to swap? That's the one thing y'all got to understand. You have to swap now.
You're right.
So I would you rather swap 9 or would you swap 6? It all depends on what you giving too. So therefore you
Exactly.
got to do
Yeah.
what Scott. Yo,
So think about this. What happened with Jalen Carter today is about to shake up the whole draft.
What
that's
happened?
true.
Yeah,
But
with him getting in trouble, and he was actually projected to go in the top 3. With him getting in trouble now, a lot of stuff is about to be changed in the draft now. The Panthers actually are probably going to be in a better position if his draft stock fall. What they saying that it might will if they find out that he has any kind of connection to what's going on.
that's true. That's true.
So if
But
that
something
happens,
like that happens, you got to think 2 ways. Something like that happens every year with somebody as well. And then somebody, like I said, if I'm not Anthony, Hendon Hooker shows his pure T black ass this weekend, Saturday, he moving up, bruh.
he gonna move up, man. But if you took anything, and I know I'm just jumping on here, man. What's up between the lines, family, man? I hope everybody is doing well today. He gonna move up, man. But you got to think about it like this too. Frank Wright is really high on bringing Derek Carr in. And you can say it's a smoke screen. You can say it's a lot of different things, but he is very high on bringing Derek Carr in. He even went out his mouth to say that Derek Carr has a 5-year window still left for him to play elite football. Him and Scott Fitterer are not on the same page about what they're going to do at the quarterback position. I can tell right now because Scott Fitterer did damage control. He had to come in and clean up for what Frank Wright was saying. His idea and his mindset is we're going to go ahead and draft a quarterback in the draft. But Frank Wright seems like he's high on bringing – listen, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I wouldn't be surprised if Derek Carr is our quarterback. I really would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if Derek Carr, our quarterback. From what I heard from Frank Wright today, I would not be surprised if Derek Carr is brought in as our QB. I really wouldn't. And I know he's driving up the price. Again, it could be all smoke screen, but he high on him, man. He's really high on Derek Carr. And they said they're going to talk to him again on Monday.
As he should be.
They got another meeting, a phone call set up with him on Monday where they're going to be talking to Derek Carr again. So I wouldn't be surprised if Derek Carr is our quarterback, man. I really wouldn't. I don't know what direction the Panthers are going to go in. Like today, it was mixed signals sent out from left and right. Bryce Young's name came up a lot. And by the way, they're not worried about his size, by the way, fellas. You know, Scott Fitterer and Frank Wright said they're not really worried about Bryce Young's size.
They ain't that. Now that's a smoke screen. That's smoke screen. That's smoke screen.
But I would not be surprised if Derek Carr ends up being our quarterback this year. I really wouldn't, man. I really wouldn't, because it sounds like Frank Wright is okay with the idea. And my thing about it is this: why was David Tepper in the meeting that they had? David Tepper and Nicole Tepper and Suleiman, all of them were in the meeting with Derek Carr that they had today. They all was there in the meeting with him. I'm thinking that they were just kicking the tires on it. Honestly, I thought that they were just kicking the tires on bringing Derek Carr in. But there's a legitimate interest in this guy being our quarterback. It would be such a Panther thing to do.
There ain't no Panther thing to do. That's sensible.
Why you say that?
That's sensible. It makes sense. Is he not better than everything that you got under contract right now?
Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt. Anything that you had in the last 4 to 5 years, he's better than.
And the one thing that they said, the one thing, like you said, both of them ain't on the same page, but the one thing that they did say on the same page together, they're trying to make this team better. And does that not make the team better? If he's better than everything that you got signed right now, that makes the team better.
I think
soon as the ink, before the ink dry, that makes the team better.
Poppin said it earlier, right? He said it earlier today. He said that I wouldn't be surprised if they bring Derek Carr in and still draft like an Anthony Richardson or a Hendon Hooker. You know, let Derek Carr be the guy for 2 to 3 years on a prove-it type ordeal, and they still take a quarterback.
Yeah.
But if you listen to what Frank Wright said specifically today, to me, it sounds like they are really gaining some traction with Derek Carr. He kept saying he said that the conversation went well. He wanted to see if it was a fit. He think that this is a good option for him. I would not be surprised if they announced that they signed Derek Carr over these next 2 weeks. It's crazy. I didn't think that it was legitimate, but hearing what I heard today, it looked like it's a legit thing. Scott Fitterer doesn't want to do it though. You can tell from what he said. He said that ideally you want to draft a quarterback in the draft and build that way. He said that if you feel like a veteran route is a possibility, but you can tell that they're not all in agreement about what the Panthers should do with the quarterback position right now. It doesn't seem like they all in agreement. I also, a report came out, man, that David Tepper was actually impressed with Derek Carr today. He was actually impressed with it. So I'm telling you, man, I would not be surprised if they signed Derek Carr. It's going to be crazy.
I never thought I would quote Taylor Swift, but Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes.
Agreed. I 100% agree, Mike.
But Mike, why is it a Band-Aid when we saying it? Why are y'all stuck on a Band-Aid? Because I know why y'all stuck on the Band-Aid. Y'all, everybody, all of us, and I'm not saying y'all, all of us, Panther Nation, we've been hurt, y'all. We've been bamboozled. But you had the wrong person in there pulling the strings.
G.O.B.
You understand what I'm saying?
70% of QBs that play in the Super Bowl are on rookie contracts. Think about that.
Agreed.
70% are on rookie contracts. Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes when he first
But
came in the league.
bro, if you
Jared
know
Goff. I'm not done. I got more
you're
names to
not
run through.
gonna get these guys. Not at number 9. You're not gonna get them at number 9. You just said it. You said it earlier. We might be sitting at 23 or something like that next year. So you already know you're not gonna get this other guy. What makes you think you're gonna get this guy at 9?
You just proved my point. We not going to be this early in the draft no other time after this year.
But you're
Give me
not
a
gonna
reason
get
to-
CJ Stroud at 9.
You're damn right. That's why you wait patiently and you snatch his ass up when these motherfuckers draft. Look, Arizona, I'm on the phone. What's good, bruh? What the fuck do y'all need? Because it's a difference. Look, all right, like I just said, 70% are on rookie contracts. Russell Wilson was on a rookie contract. Patrick Mahomes was on a rookie contract. Jared Goff was on a rookie contract. Jalen Hurts, rookie contract. Joe Burrow, rookie contract. Like, it's like people don't realize once you pay the quarterback, you cripple yourself unless his name is Tom fucking Brady.
No, I listen.
And once you give up all your draft picks, you cripple yourself.
Yeah, but listen to what Scott said again. He said it again today. That listen, if you got a guy that you have conviction on, you know you got to trade up to go and get him. But like he said, you got to make sure that you get it right. So I don't know, Kendall. I really don't know, Mike. I don't know what the Panthers are going to do anymore. Like I really don't know what direction that they're heading into, and it's kind of hard to put a hand on what they really want to do.
If they sign Derek Carr, I'm not buying the jersey.
Yeah, hell no.
I
wouldn't buy the jersey because he's gonna be a bridge. We just say he's gonna be a bridge. Don't buy the jersey.
He's gonna be an expensive ass bridge.
He's gonna be a bridge. You don't know Mike. Come on, bro. Mike.
He ain't coming with an EBT card.
You don't know what that contract gonna look like, Mike. They're not gonna put themselves in a. They're not going. They already done said it. They're not gonna put themselves in that type of mess that they've been in the last 2 years.
You hear the Jets? The Jets are just waiting to hear Aaron Rodgers say no, and then they gonna hand him a check. So we gonna go bidding for this man. We gonna bid for Derek Carr. I'd rather take Jimmy Garoppolo on a cheap ass contract before I go get Derek Carr. Jimmy Garoppolo been to a damn Super Bowl, because he's gonna be cheaper than Derek Carr.
Yeah, listen. I don't think we should sign Derek Carr. I'm just nervous by what Frank Reich said today. Like that shit had me nervous. Like it really did, because to me it sounded like a guy like that really was okay with bringing in Derek Carr. Like that's what I got from Frank Reich today. It sounded like a guy that was really okay with that.
He giving me PTSD, dog.
Yeah, it's scary, man. It's a scary thought because again, I don't think the Panthers need to be bringing in another veteran quarterback. Maybe as a backup, but again,
hold on. What vet do we have now?
Say it again.
What vet do we have now? You said another veteran quarterback. I mean, are you talking about from the past? See, that's what I'm keep saying. Y'all keep thinking about the past. It's a whole new regime in here, Wade. It's a whole new regime in here, bruh.
Yeah, it is, man. But still, man, you want the Panthers, man, to draft a guy, man. Like
they are, Wade. They going to. I don't give a damn if it's gonna be in the third. They're gonna draft a quarterback this year. They're getting Derek. If they got Derek Carr, Derek Carr is only gonna be a bridge, and they're gonna do it right. Not a Teddy Bridgewater bridge, a bridge that they're gonna really do right. They got Jim Caldwell as a senior advisor. They got Dom Capers as senior advisor. They didn't hire all these guys like this right here to fuck this up.
Okay, I got a question. Is John Gruden a Super Bowl winning coach?
He is.
He is. He was never sold on Derek Carr.
Yeah, but John Gruden,
because that wasn't his guy, Mike. That wasn't his guy. He inherited Derek. That wasn't his guy.
I wonder why
any head coach. Look. Okay, what's the guy's name that went over there to Arizona? What's the head coach of Arizona right now?
I forgot his name, but I know what you're saying.
The defensive coordinator. Gannon. That's his name.
Yeah. Okay, he inherited Calamari, right? I
Yeah.
guarantee y'all within 2 years or so, Calamari will not be an Arizona Cardinal.
Wow.
Because anybody that inherits these quarterbacks that's not their guy, they don't want to work with them. They want to get him out of there. The first year, they'll deal with him like, yo, come in. No, well, then they say, no, I can't. Now, fuck that. I got to draft a quarterback. I got to do something to a quarterback. They got to get him out of there. They're going to get him out of there. Because that's not their guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I just don't know what the Panthers going to do, man. I think that we got to see these quarterbacks throw. I'm kind of mad. Well, I know Bryce Young ain't throwing because he had shoulder surgery not too long ago, but I'm ready to see what these guys can do on Saturday, man. Who's gonna stand out, you know, and who's gonna.
And you know what? I appreciate that, Waves, but I'm not about to let him escape with that. Didn't Justin Herbert? That's not old boy guy. Russell Wilson. That's not Sean Payton guy.
Well, I get what you're saying.
Tua, the coach for Miami, that wasn't his guy. When you're talented, you don't trade the fucking quarterback. That's what it is. When you good enough, you happy to have that motherfucker.
Mike, okay. Name those guys over again, Mike. Let me chop your shit down. Name those guys over again.
Tua. If it wasn't for concussions,
that Mike, whatever that dude name, he was with him 1 year. I said 2 years.
Justin Herbert. You think he's going somewhere? Justin Herbert.
Because they had just drafted Justin Herbert. No. Now I give you that with the talent and this and that. Justin Herbert. No. You see what I'm saying?
Trevor Lawrence.
Come on, man. Are you really?
I'm just saying. You said it's not their guy. They get a coach in there.
You gonna tell me, okay, Urban Meyer, which they got out of there he was tricking with bitches at the bar and telling the team to go on home and all kind of shit like that right there. Come on, man. That was a shit show. So you know they were gonna get another coach. And then he already had
and what just happened in Arizona?
The quarterback.
Yeah, it's
what happened in Arizona in a shit show.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that was part of Calamari ass too. You don't cuss out the coach and all that. You know what I'm saying? Old mess like that. That's not going. Kyler gonna be gone, bro. Telling you.
I ain't gonna say that, Kendall, because Kyler Murray, when healthy, is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
When healthy, he done been in the league. What he going on his 5th year?
Nah, this is third. I think third. Yeah, third. Cause he was
third or 4th year, something like that.
Yeah.
But little guy, just like we were talking about Bryce Young, he done been hurt. He's not gonna be durable like that, Wade. Come on, we know that. We already know that.
Alrighty. Look, man, it's a beautiful one for tonight, man. I appreciate all you guys pulling up. If you haven't already, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. Show that love in them cash apps, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. This has been Between the Lines podcast, and I will see y'all later.
All right, deuces.